Hello, friends. You're welcome to this class, geography class. My name is Kola Olegiwa, and our topic today is world population. So, world population, population refers to the number of people in the geographical area. So, it has always been an important topic, right? When you consider the resources, that you need to sustain, the number of people in any geographical area. So, so learning objectives by the end of this lesson, by the end of this class, you should be able to define population and some population concepts. You should also be able to describe you factors affecting factors of population growth. Then you should also be able to identify problems of world population, and you should also be able to state solutions to problems of world population. So we'll be defining population. So population is the total number of people living in the geographical area or region at a given time. So in this context, talking about world population. So world population refers to the total number of people living in the world. Okay, and according to the United Nations, the population of the world is currently put at about 8.2 billion. So currently we have about 8.2 billion people in the world. Then if we break this down by continent, Asia is the most populous continent with 4, um, 4.8 billion people. And Africa, followed by Africa, 1. 1.55 billion people. Then Europe having a population of approximately 744 million. North America approximate population of 617 million people. South America, you know, about 438 million people. And Oceania, Australia and Pacific Islands, you know, have 46.6 million uh, people. Okay, and then India has been projected to be the most populous country in the world, you know, uh, with a population of 1.46 billion, closely followed by China, 1.416 billion. So that's an overview. That's just a summary of estimates of you know, world population. So, having defined what the population is, let's look at some population concepts. And I'm talking about overpopulation, underpopulation, optimum population, and population density. Let's look at the meanings of these concepts. Okay. So I have a overpopulation. So overpopulation exists when the given population of a country or an area is considered too large for the available resources for people to enjoy the highest possible standard of living. So one important thing is when you talk about population is relating it to the available resources. So when you say overpopulation, you have more people than the resources that are available in that area that can sustain them, that can make them enjoy the highest possible standard of living. And so like there has been there has been when I talk about overpopulation, you you've heard of probably heard of people talking about Bangladesh, you know, being you know, um, overpopulated. Okay. with the population of up to over 170 million people. There is limited resources that can sustain in this country that can sustain this population that they have. So that's why there have been these arguments that it's you know that it's overpopulated. Okay. So next is underpopulation. So so there's underpopulation when underpopulation occurs. It exists when the given you know existing technology of the country, the population is too small to fully utilize the available resources. So given the existing technology in the country, the population is considered too small to fully utilize the available resources. In overpopulation, you have too many people. Well, you have the population is larger than it's too large for the available resources. But here we are talking about underpopulation. So the population is too small to fully utilize the available resources. That's given the level of technology that they have. So you can give example. There is this talk about Australia being underpopulated. Australia has for a population of up to 27 million people. With it has abundant. Australia has abundant natural resources, iron ore, coal, gold. You know, that's that is the resources they have. You know, these resources are considered too large. For the population they have. That means the population there is too small. It's considered too small. For the abundant resources. That means the resources they have can still support larger population than they currently have. So that's considered an example of underpopulation. So next is optimum population. This means that the number of people is adequately enough to fully you know, maximize the available resources of the country to attain the highest possible standard of living. Okay, and sometimes Japan is being cited as an example of a country that is not too that is you know an example of optimum population. Okay, so another population concept is you know, let's talk about population density. It is the number of persons per unit area of land or square kilometer of land. So number of persons per unit area of land. So it's quite different from overpopulation. And you should one should know that overpopulation does not necessarily mean a place that has a high population density or is densely populated. So when you are talking about overpopulation, you are saying no, you are having too the population number of people is too large, for the available resources. But a place can have so many people packed, so many people on within an area and not be overpopulated. Okay. So let's look at the factors of population growth. What are those things that can make people concentrate in an area and the population of that place grows? We have physical factors, favorable climate, presence of natural resources, water supply, fertile land. You know, these are physical factors. These are some of the reasons that can make people concentrate in an area because this attracts them. And then we also have human factors, things like agriculture, industries, the technology you have there, the government policy, immigration, and all that. Okay, this you know, this can make people concentrate or increase the population in an area. Then if let's have a look at the way human population has grown over time. You know, the population of the world reached 1 billion in 1800, 1804 and all that. So From that time till around 2022, we have it's been very rapid, and you have 8 billion in 2022. That shows how rapidly the population of the world you know, grew, and you, know, you can measure population change in a place within the course of a year by simply adding up the births and um, immigration, okay, and then have that aside. Then we also had deaths and immigration. That's people going out. So you simply just say, oh, in brackets, births plus immigration. That's people coming in. Minus what you have in brackets, deaths plus um, immigration. That means oh, just add up debts and immigration and subtract it from the sum of debts and immigration. Okay, so that's how you can figure out the change, how population has changed in an area. So it's about births. It's, how population changes in an area is just you know the interplay. It refers to the interplay between the birth rates, death rate, and then uh, migration, or you say net migration. Difference between immigration and immigration. Immigration is people coming in, immigration people going out. Okay, and then of course the birth rate is the number of births per thousand people in a year. Death rate is also the number of deaths per thousand people. You know, you know, in a year. Okay, so moving on, you will see, it's this map that I'm having. You see how some areas of the world have you know, more population than other areas. We have concentration of people in some areas than you have in other areas. That goes to show. I talked about some factors and those things that make some places have high population. You know, you can give examples. If you look at the map, you see northeastern USA, northeastern part of USA, places like New York, Pennsylvania, and you can see places like maybe Japan, Java area of Indonesia. There are quite some reasons for this. Like if you look at, say for instance, northeast of USA, these places have high population. They have concentration of people in those places in that area due to industrialization, presence of mineral resources and favorable climate and look at Japan. It's they've been able to the technology there. Has has been a factor. In having concentration of people in that area. So you see from the map, one dot is representing 100,000 people. Okay, you see that some of these areas that I've mentioned have concentration of people. Okay, that's that's how the distribution, the distribution pattern of what population has been. Anyway, so quickly, let's look at some world population problems. Okay, environmental, especially this can be very common in overpopulated areas. Environmental pollution, unemployment, inadequate housing, pressure on social amenities, increase in crime rates, and so on. And the following are some of the solutions to world population problems. Family planning, economic opportunities for women, urban planning, government policies, and public education and enlightenment. These are some of some solutions to world population problems. So, in this class, we've learned about what world population is, you know, factors of population growth. We've identified problems of world population, and you know, we suggested we talk about some solutions to those problems. And so, just to wrap up, I would say what population is talking about is a dynamic issue. It's everyone is affected. It affects everyone. And it has implications on the environment, the economy, and the society. Okay, so I'll be leaving you with this assignment, and um, number one, outline any four factors that lead to high population density in Japan. State three problems of high population density in Japan, and how are these problems being solved? And I also want to know which country is the most populous in the world. Okay, so you give me your answers online, and and I want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of this class. Enjoy the rest of the day.